Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're deciding my August TBR. I almost started over the month then because I feel like this video is already so late. It's the 10th of August as I'm filming this, and probably as you're seeing this, hopefully, if all things go to plan. But I haven't done my TBR yet, and that is for a few reasons. One, I've already started reading it because I'm doing a lot of Booker Prize content this month and I am reading basically a lot of the Booker Prize. The other reason I haven't filmed this yet is because I'm supposed to be updating you about how my TBR challenge has been going, and to be honest, I just couldn't be bothered to count up my books again. But I've now done it, or we're going to do it together, and we are going to see how my TBR challenge is going. Last month when I was doing my TBR, I announced that I'm going to try and get my TBR down to a manageable number. I'm not aiming for a zero like books on my TBR. I always want something to browse and something to look through, but the number that it got to is really unmanageable. It was well over 100 and I just didn't like it. It didn't all fit in one shelf and it felt really overwhelming to me. It felt like I wasn't getting to lots of different books that I really have been meaning to. So I've been challenging myself to whittle down a TBR. Basically, last month I announced that my TBR was 105 books. I have been trying not to buy books this month. And I've also been trying to read a lot, obviously, as the month has gone by. So let's do some calculations to see where this TBR currently stands. I think in the month of July, I ended up buying and acquiring 5 books, which brings the total up to 110. But I think that I read in the end 16 books, which brings us back down to 94, which was my goal. I really just wanted the books to be under 100 for my TBR at the end of that first month, and I'm really pleased that I did manage to get to it. But I've actually just also counted up everything physically in this room, my whole TBR, and I can only see 92 books. So I don't know, maybe I had already counted a couple of the books that I'd got this month. Maybe I've gotten rid of a couple, or they've just like gone missing from where I put my TBR, but I can only count 92 books, which is what I'm going to take forward as my number, because that makes me feel a lot better than 94, even though it's just 2 books. My goal with everything that I'm going to try and read this month, I'm not going to make it as lofty as my goal for last month, because basically I'm going to be acquiring books to read specifically for the Booker Prize. I didn't own any of them before, so I have to acquire all of them and then read them in quite a quick succession. So I'm going to be basically balancing everything out. I'm not going to be like taking a massive chunk out of the TBR this month, but I would at least like to be definitely in the 80s. In the lower 80s would be really nice, but we'll see how that's gonna go. So like I said, for this TBR, let's get it over with the books that I am aiming to read for the Booker Prize. I'm obviously spreading this over a few months, so this is not going to be the entire 13 books on the Booker Prize list in this one month, because I'm just going to be doing the first vlogs that I'm going to be doing. So I usually try and read about 4 or 5 books per vlog, and so the ones that I'll definitely be reading this month are, actually I can grab a couple of them for you. So the ones on the TBR for the Booker Prize are, so far we have Flesh. I have been sent these by publishers, thank you so much, because buying 13 new hardback covers is very expensive, so thank you so much to the publishers who replied to my emails and sent me some of these books. So we have Flesh that's going on the TBR. This one, I actually can't remember which one this one is. Oh yeah, this is about the boy who lives in Hungary with his mum, and I think he gets involved with a older woman who lives also in the apartment complex, but then you flash forward and he is in London surrounded by these kind of like very rich people, and I think you're just following kind of the effects of that on his life. So that is Flesh. We also have, I was on this wrong way, Flashlight by Suzanne Choi, and this one is about a young girl and her father. One day they go walking on the beach and then he goes missing, and it's suspected that he drowns, and you're following it kind of throughout her life, her father's life, her mother's life, and like spanning across many different countries in America, Korea and Japan. So that is going to be on the TBR for this month. And then also we have this one that I'm really excited about, and that is Endling. Loads of people in the comments of a previous video have been talking about how amazing this one was, and that already out of the Booker Prize long list you want this one to be shortlisted, so that's made me so excited to read it. I'm definitely going to be picking this up really soon. Oh, I've already got this all messy. Also, it has one of my favourite covers, and it took me too long to realise that that is a snail. It's so cute. But basically this one is set in contemporary, or like I think it's in 2022 in Ukraine, and you are following this group of young women, one who is a scientist, and her like life goal is to basically stop these different snail species from going extinct. And you're also following a couple of other women who are involved in a kind of these romance tours that are basically mail order Ukrainian brides for like Western men, and you're kind of following them and as they meet each other, and I don't really know what's going to happen, but I'm very excited about it. So definitely going on the TBR for this month. So those are the ones that I actually have physically for the Booker Prize. The other ones that I'm putting on my TBR, and I may have actually already finished this one, that is Audition by Katie Kitamura. I don't have this physically. I already actually have read this one and I listened to it as an audiobook. I'm not going to tell you what I think. You have to watch the vlogs for that. You have to watch my wrap-ups, but that is on the TBR for this month technically, when I'm just doing this TBR too late. And another one I'm putting on is One Boat by Jonathan Buckley. I've also kind of forgotten what this one was as well. This one I know is a Fitzcarraldo edition, and I've honestly never been let down by a Fitzcarraldo edition like before. So, oh yes, this is about a woman who, after she loses her father, she returns to this small Greek town, and it's the place that she went also after she lost her mother, and she kind of gets involved in the lives of the people there. So I'm excited about this one. Sounds really good. It's got some good reviews already. That one's also on the TBR. And then to be honest, I'm gonna pick at least one more from the Booker Prize. I don't know which one yet. I don't know. It depends which one comes to me in my life, comes first. That'll be on the TBR for this month. But I won't decide that right now because I don't know which book's going to come to me, to be honest, but I'll leave an extra space for another Booker Prize one on my TBR that I always write down. I feel like that's a good amount for the Booker Prize. That is 6 different books, and I think that's manageable. I'm already chugging through them and already kind of really enjoying them, so that is good. And you should wait for my vlog that I'm really excited to be filming, because I'll be doing, I think, about 3 different vlogs for the Booker Prize long list. Hopefully the first one should be up at some point this month, I'm hoping. But now we have to look at the books that I did not manage to finish from my TBR last month. I always have to do this. I have to shame myself. What books did I still not manage to get to? What books have been pulled from month to month? Oh, sorry, the door went and scared the life out of me. Where was I? Oh yeah, talking about the books that I did not manage to get to last month. And what do we have to pull over from last month's TBR? We have 3 books that have been staring at me, shaming me because I haven't managed to read them. And yeah, I do actually feel quite a lot of shame, especially about this one. Oh no, I've bent it. This one is Flights by Olga Tokarczuk. Why haven't I read it yet? Guys, I say this every month at the minute, like, I know that I'm going to really like this. Why have I not read it yet? To be honest, I'm not sure that I even will get to this month, because I'm reading so many other literary fictions and like big thinkers. So I don't know if I should even bother. I think this fell off my shelf and it's like all bent. I need to like weigh it back down. But yeah, this is like one of my suspected favourite authors. I've only read 2 of her books before. I already actually have, I'm literally out of breath from going downstairs and upstairs. So embarrassing. On my NetGalley, she's coming out with a new book, or one of her books is being translated, and I've just been approved to read it, and I need to read it. I need to read this one. I need to read the new one. I'm like very excited about them, but why am I not picking them up? I don't know. What's my mental block about this? This one is, I don't think it's kind of a novel in like a linear sense, from what I've read on the back and from what other people have said. I think it's kind of like a meditation on travel in the 21st century, but it also says it's about human anatomy and life and death, motion and migration. But I don't think it's a like very typical novel with like a normal set of characters going on a journey. I'm undecided whether to put this back on my TBR, to be honest. I think I might. Actually, I don't think I will. I think I'm just gonna leave it back on my longer TBR, but not put on my monthly TBR, because I'm not going to get to it. And I think if I'm looking for other things this month, it's going to be short, like fun reads, rather than reading another book that I need to, you know, really like sit and concentrate on. Although sometimes I'm really wrong, because I pick up some books that I think are going to be hard work, and I end up, because they're so good, like I just end up loving them and like reading them really fast. Anyway, the book that I had on my TBR last month that I didn't get to is Fair Play. to be honest, I looked up some of the reviews for this one, or I just saw on my Goodreads, this has got really bad reviews, and now I'm kind of nervous to read it. So I might actually save this for like one of those challenges where you read the lowest rated book on your Goodreads account, because this one is like so far below anything else I think on there. I might double check that it's still really bad, but I was shocked because I hadn't seen many people talking about it, and then on Goodreads it was just, what's it called, Fair Play. Yeah, this it's in the 2.86. But I thought it sounded quite fun. It's like a group of friends, they go to an Airbnb, it's New Year's Eve. I think it's a mystery thriller kind of. It's supposed to be like maybe closed door mystery, not sure, but like it sounded really fun and up my street. So I still want to read it because I'm kind of intrigued. But has anyone read this? Please tell me if you have, because I'll be interested to know. And then the other one that I didn't get to was The Olander Sword by Tasha Suri. To be honest, I just haven't been in the mood to pick up long, more epic fantasy, and I'm currently still not in that mood, so I might put this back on the longer TBR and not carry this over. So I think all three of these might have to be retired, or maybe we'll do my TBR jar in a minute and pull some prompts from the TBR jar. If the TBR prompts fit these three books, I think I have to prioritize putting them back on. But if not, they're going back on the long list, on the long one, and we're pulling stuff from the long one instead. So with that being said, let's grab my TBR prompt jar and see what we're gonna end up with. Okay, so here's the jar. This is always, it always ends up being a bit chaotic because I'm like, I need to put new prompts in, and then every month, do I put new prompts in? No, I just put it back up on that shelf for the next month, and then I start complaining about not having enough prompts in there. But anyway, we're going to dive in. So I think I might pull at least 4 from this. I've got 6 on my TBR currently. I've got these 3 maybes, but maybe I'll pull at least 4, I think, from here. That seems like a good fun number. And I definitely will at some point add more prompts to this. If you have fun prompts, could you leave them in the comments? Okay, what have we got? We've got 2 here, but I'll pick the blue one on the outside. So sometimes they're just prompts, and sometimes they are, the book is written out itself. And they're the ones that have been on my TBR for a really long time. This one, you couldn't write it. You couldn't write it. Okay, so the universe is telling me, read this Gundam book. So I have no choice. That is definitely going on the TBR for this month. And, you know, I might just sit down tomorrow and start reading this book, because clearly the universe is telling me I need to read it. That is quite funny. Okay. So we have our first prompt. That was very easy. I didn't even have to stand up. Let's pick another one, and I'll try and pick a different colour. I think this pink one from the bottom. God, that did make me laugh. Okay. We've got Terry Pratchett. I haven't read a Terry Pratchett in ages. That might be kind of nice and refreshing. What is my next Terry Pratchett, actually? I've got a few physically here. I've been doing chronologically. What would be my next one chronologically? Let me double check that firstly. I have read up to book 8, Guards. Ah, I'm so proud of myself. I've read up to book 8. That's crazy. The next one technically is Eric, which I don't own as a book. What's the next one that I own as a book? Small Gods. Okay, maybe I'll do Small Gods. It's got really good reviews. I think this is like a lot of people's favourites. Kind of do want to keep doing it in order. I enjoy like seeing the world pieced together. I'm gonna read them all eventually. May as well do it chronologically. I also enjoy seeing his writing develop as we go along. I'm gonna put this one on. I'm gonna do Eric by Terry Pratchett, Discworld, number 9. Okay, so we have 8 books already. Let's pick number 9. What colour next? Maybe I'll do like this orangey colour. Hopefully it's actually a prompt, because they're more fun to pick from my shelf to show you guys. It's a book with my favourite colour on the cover. Okay, that's fun. Obviously, my favourite colour is green. My second favourite colour is pink, but it does say favourite colour, so it has to have some green on the cover. Let's go over to my bookshelf and see what options we have. Okay, so this shelf is my TBR. Let's see if anything stands out. Obviously, this is a very gorgeous green colour, but I'm not sure if I'm in the mood to dive into Sarah Waters just yet. What else do we have? Ripeness has some green in it. Grace of Kings obviously has green. Depends what we're counting as green. This kind of looks green to me, but it's also yellow. These are green. I also have some over here that've got dark green on them. Oh, this one might be a fun one. And it's got green, but is it on the cover? Does that count if it's on the spine? It's not actually on the cover. If that one doesn't count, we also have this that has green. Different types of green. Cat's Cradle. What else do we have? We also have this Virginia Wolf that's got green. Or this one too. I think has some green on the cover. It's kind of bluish green, but it kind of looks green. Too many choices. I obviously want to pick one that's not too long. But maybe it's kind of fun to just pick something completely random that I wouldn't have picked up. Maybe I will do this one from Banana Yoshimoto. I actually didn't love the first book that I read from this author, but I'm willing to try again. I'm willing to try literally just one more time. So we'll see if this one is gonna be good or not. I feel like it won't take me that long as well. That's kind of why I'm picking this up, because we've got a lot of other stuff to read this month. All right, guys, we've got a lot to do. Okay, so I think this is gonna be my pick. That one's also going on the stack. And then I think I said I would do one more from the prompt jar. What color have I not done yet? I haven't done this greeny color, greeny yellow. Okay, what is it? A book you think will be 5 stars. Well, I've not been very good at predicting lately, but what do I think is going to be 5 stars? To be honest, we do have one obviously already on this stack that might be a 5 star. The other 2 that I read from this author are 5 star, if not very close to 5 stars, so that could be it already, you know? But that's not the fun of the prompt game. The prompt game is you pick up a new book, so I definitely know which one it's gonna be. It's gonna be this one, Ursula K. Le Guin. The word is for world. The word for world is forest. Why can't I pronounce this? The word for world is forest. I predict this is gonna get 5 stars for me. Also, in the live show that I did recently when we were talking about the book club book, a couple of you also said that you had read this recently and it was your first Ursula K. Le Guin, or people were saying that they read this and they really liked it, and I've not read it yet. And I'm also planning a video on Ursula K. Le Guin and where to start and what to read. So I need to be reading this one. So this will be really fun. I think this will be a good one to read this month. I'm really, really pleased with that stack actually. The TBR jar has done me not too shabby, because we have these 3 books from the TBR jar plus the Terry Pratchett one that I'm gonna add. And then we have the other ones for the Booker Prize. Great, classic, obviously that's happened. Okay, so the next book we need to talk about is the book club book. So if you weren't aware, even though I tell you every month, I host a Reading Around the World book club, and I've also started doing live shows for this book club that I just mentioned. We read a different book from a different country every single month. We do it over on Fable, and also on Patreon is where we choose the country and choose the book. And we read along over on Fable. And then I've been doing live shows as well. For the month of August, we've chosen to read from South Africa. We're doing another African book. I'm really excited about it. And the book that we have chosen is called Cry the Beloved Country by Alan Paton. This is one of the most famous, I think, South African novels. So this book is a classic. I think it was published in 1948, and it's set in the prelude to the apartheid in South Africa, and you're following a black priest and a white farmer as they find out the news of a murder that's happened. I've only seen really amazing things about this book, and some people in the book club have already read this one and have absolutely loved it, so I'm really excited to read it. I need to buy it physically because I like to buy the book club books physically. But it's a good time to join the book club if you want to. It's super easy to follow along on Fable and join in the chat whenever you want to, and also join the live shows that I'll be doing. Also, this is a good time to shout out to my Patreons, who I love so much. Thank you so much for all you do to support me, to support this channel, to make this the best place on the internet. You're my favorite people in the world. Thank you so much. The link to join the Patreon is always in the description, so you can go and check everything out over there. But also, the final thing I need to do for my TBR is check my NetGalley. If you're not aware, NetGalley is where you can get early access copies to digital versions of books if you are a reviewer online, or if you're a bookseller as well. I need to check that list, see if anything's coming out imminently that I need to be reading, and see what I've already got on there. I did go through and do a massive request session, so I need to make sure I'm actually reading these books. I know there's one that I had from last month that I still need to pull over to this month because I haven't finished it, but I have started it, and that is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm about 10% into this one. It's very sweet, it's very charming so far. I haven't got much to say, but I'm reading that, so that's going to go on the TBR again. And then I have quite a few books here that are going to be archived in September. So I do have some time, but some of them are archived at the very beginning of September, so I need to get to them kind of quickly. One of them being the Olga Tokarczuk book that I was talking about. So let me show you the options. Here's what I've got on my NetGalley. We have the new Travis Baldry, the Olga Tokarczuk that I was talking about, and then a new Natalie Haynes one, Hexologists, the next one that I'm really, really excited about. And then we have another Samantha Shannon, and I have just DNF'd another Samantha Shannon, The Day of Fallen Night, that I've been reading for so long. I got about 65% through and I just DNF'd it. I literally couldn't be bothered anymore. So I don't think I'll be putting that on the TBR, but I think I definitely will be putting the Hexologists on. And maybe I'll also do the Olga Tokarczuk one as well. Maybe these two I'll add to the TBR for this month, and then the others can be trying to get them in September. Okay, so this is my final TBR list. How many books are on this list? That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 books. That seems manageable in a month. And my current TBR is at 92 books. So 14, if I don't buy any books, if I don't acquire any books, which is not going to happen, I will very significantly cut down on my TBR. But I don't own a lot of these books, so I'm gonna have to acquire them and then read them in the same month to break even. Hopefully I won't buy too many other books. Hopefully we will get down this TBR and achieve my goals of cutting it down at least into the 80s. I think we'll definitely manage to get it into the 80s, but like 85 will be good. How do you think I'm gonna do? What do you think about this TBR in general? I have the physical books here, some good chunky ones I'm very excited about, but also, you know, always nervous because you just never know how things are going to end up. But I'm, as usual, pretty optimistic that I'm going to find some really, really good reads in there if I end up reading them, which is the issue, isn't it? I always make these TBRs with the best of intentions, and then sometimes they just sit there and they don't get read. But anyway, I think that is all from me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me one thing that you're planning to read this month, and also please tell me any thoughts that you have on any of the books I've talked about today. As always, please remember to like this video because it really helps me out with the algorithm, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.